If I get it on, that gets on.
We'll start with 442. Nothing to do with football. And all these prima donnas that roll over on the bloody floor, they've got a scratch to the shin and £200,000 a year and all that.
Bite each other.
£200,000 a week even. 442 is the number of British casualties suffered since the Afghan conflict started. 442 brave soldiers. Soldiers that sign up for the deal, they don't know where they're going. And wars are dirty now. Apart from the 442 soldiers that have lost their lives and the families that are inflicted, it's a near 7,000 on top of that that have come back with life-crippling injuries. Some have lost limbs. Some just don't know where the bloody hell they are. Successive governments have failed in their promises to look after them. Several years ago, Help for Heroes was founded. Their aim was to help repatriate our soldiers, our heroes. When the government were taking off their houses because they couldn't work for the bloody government anymore, they were no good, they'd lost limbs, they were no good. They've lost their job, they've lost their livelihoods, they've lost their way of life, they've lost everything. It's bad enough for anybody that's been in the forces when they try to get back into Civvy Street. It's hard enough. But to come back with life-changing circumstances to your life. Beggars will sit on the street and they'll beg for a quid. And they're going to spend it on drugs or on alcohol. Our brave service people don't beg for nothing. But there are people like us that support Help for Heroes to do the job that the government should bloody do, which is look after our brave heroes that protect this country and our realms. We're a tiny little backstreet pub in the middle of Millfieldistan. We're not very popular. Best ale house for years around, miles around. We'll say so.
Yeah.
Yes.
But we all have very, very deep hearts. And we all chip in what we can. And for a small community pub like this, we started off to say, we'll have a festival, we'll raise 250 quid. And everyone down here says, my dad was in the army, my brother's in the army, my son's in the navy, my uncle's in the army. And it went on and on and on. Yep. Help for Heroes has become a charity that we all recognise because successive governments, as I've already mentioned, failed. It's down to us, the gentle people in the street, that have something in our hearts and something in here that hasn't been stripped out of us yet to say, let's look after our friends. Let's look after the people that have been looking after us. £250? Nah, we'll go for more than that. I'm very lucky to have some very loyal customers and some very good customers who happen to be bloody good musicians. And they said, build a stage, we'll play gigs, we'll raise money. Well, in 2 years, you've raised £2 grand. In an austere time, when people counted every single penny they've got, that £2,000 really is an awful lot of money. I think I've said enough. Yep. I'm going to let Belinda from Help for Heroes come up and say a few words for herself. Thank you.
Well, that's a very hard act to follow. I've got a letter here, if I can read it, from Bryn Parry. Bryn and Emma Parry set up Help for Heroes 5.5 years ago, and he wrote me this letter, and I'd like to read it to you. Dear Belinda, I was at one of our recovery centres on Friday night when one of the residents, a rifleman who has lost both his legs, came to show me his new prosthetics. He has the brand new Geniums and was full of enthusiasm as he described all they will enable him to do. They are a big step up from his sea legs, and he wanted to thank all at Help for Heroes for our part in enabling him and his colleagues to get them. It made me think about Help for Heroes, and with what extraordinary speed the last 5.5 years have passed as we've battled to improve the lives of heroes. Perhaps we haven't spent enough time reflecting on what we've achieved, thanks to your support. Would our wounded still be swimming at Leatherhead instead of their own rehabilitation pool at Headley Court? Would we have seen thousands enjoy adaptive sports and other battle-back activities with some winning Paralympic medals? Would there be millions of pounds available to support individuals with immediate financial grants? Would other charities have been as well supported? If we had not fought for the provision of Genium prosthetics or the Morrison limb fitting centres, would these provisions have been made?
Would their relatives' houses near hospitals for the nearest and dearest as they sit by the bedside of their loved one? Would there be the band of brothers and sisters networks offering fellowship or support hubs providing coordinated welfare help? Would there be an employment partnership with the MOD? Certainly there would not have been recovery centres offering life support, perhaps not even the defence recovery capability. What about the way the public now show our members of the armed forces respect? The public now realise that we civvies don't want to wear uniform and risk our lives. We can help those who do. Despite everything that we have done together, it's not over yet. After 5 years of working together, we now have the framework in place, something better than has ever existed before, but now we have to build on that and deliver our promise of support for life.
And although Brett is not in uniform tonight, this is Brett Booker from RAF Wittering, and that's why he shared the reading.
Right, we're going to do the presentation. So for some of those friends, some of those musicians that have so kindly helped, would you please come on the stage, Rees, and present this cheque to Help for Heroes?
I will.
You two get that side, you two get two on the side.
Guys, bring your going space just out from the other right there, otherwise you're going to get lost in that sequence. Right.
And you.
Guys, this way, look, come into the space.
Please. Come on, we'll get on stage, go on. I'll get out of the way.
This Kurt on.
Don't move too much.
In that case, we will have to check, guys. You're going to need to close yourself.
Come for the front, it's alright.
Alright, here we
You
go.
put your finger on it.
Ladies and gentlemen, straight so you've had big and cheeky grins, don't make me tell jokes, they are bloody awful. One more. Pipe down if you would, please, Bram. Cheers, Dave.
That makes it all possible.
Drop the check down just that's it. That's better. Actually, no, that means I can see you. Glorious. Thank you very much, folks.
Well done.
Yeah.
That's alright. You can have that, you should put that on the wall, but you've got the real one.
Thank you very much, Bram.
Belinda, thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, seriously. Thank you so much. And, as I say,
Is this number 2?
yeah. By the way, before the band start playing, you've all got some loose change in your pockets, so put it in one of the bloody buckets on your way out. There are still some goodies to have. Let's keep this going on, and maybe next year we'll give them another £2,000, okay?
Right, a lot of people know me. I'm a regular here. I'm also the Vice Chair of the Peterborough and District Branch of Canberra. And it's my pleasure to actually award Bram and Sue a 10-year recognition award for inclusion in the Good Beer Guide. 10 years is a long time. 10 years ago at this pub, there were other pubs on the Crown to Town to support it, to share the locals, as it were. But now, this is the only thing around. So, without any more ado, I will present this to Bram and Sue.
I'm doing my Walter rally bit.
Well done, mate.
Oh, do you want this out of the way? Right, it's St George's Day, and we're English, aren't we? In this quiet little corner of Millfield is Stan. I think I'll get my friends on certain Mondays upstage and let's just rock this night away. Let's bloody party!
Well done, Bram. Are you off?
Hello, my lovelies.
Very good.
Is this our home because
Thank you very much. I'm going to cash it.
Stay for one more hour.
Lovely to see you all here tonight. My dad was in the Marines, so this is for him. He's no longer with us, sadly. But he got wounded. That was the first song. Now we're going to do another one. See if you guess what it is. We don't know. When I'm calling you, come down, London calling to the underworld. Come out your cupboards, all you boys and girls. London calling, now don't look to us. Wanna be the mania, has been the dust. London calling, see we ain't got no swing, except for the ring of the truncheon thing. The ice is coming, the sun's zooming in, the engines stop running, the wheat is grown thin. A nuclear era, but I have no fear. London is drowning out. Live by the river, London calling to the imitation zone. Get it, brother, go with us on. London calling to the zombies and bread. You know it out, draw the bell. London calling, they don't want to shower. While I was talking, I saw you nodding out. London calling, so we ain't got no hey, except for the one with the yellowing eye. Watch out! The red sea's coming, the sun's zooming in, the engines stop running, the wheat is going thin. A nuclear era, but I have no fear. London is drowning out. Live by the river. woman is drowning. I live by the river. There too, and you know what they said, well, some of it was true. London calling at the top of the tide, and after all this, won't you give me a smile? I said, London calling. I said, London calling. I never felt so much like it. Thank you very much. We're going to be young again. Yeah. Do some kicking.
I'm still young.
Time she walks down the street, another girl in my neighborhood. Well, she was mine, she looked so good. Wanna hold you tight, and get teenage kicks right through the night. Gonna call her on the telephone, have her over 'cause I'm all alone. I need excitement, Lord, I need it bad, and it's the best I've ever had. Wanna hold you tight, get teenage kicks right through the night. Teenage dreams, so hard to beat. Every time she walks down the street, another girl in my neighborhood. Well, she was mine, she looked so good. Wanna hold you tight, get teenage kicks right through the night. Gonna call her on the telephone, have her over 'cause I'm all alone. Need excitement, but I need it bad, and it's the best I've ever had. Wanna hold you tight, get teenage kicks right through the night. Watch out. Tight, get teenage kicks right through the night. Watch out! Hey, oh, teenage kicks.